These little standalone pantries are in our community to help out on those times when payday's not quite here yet, but you need to put a meal on the table for your family tonight. They are stocked on a regular basis by the organizers and their team of volunteers, and this is with food that comes from a larger food bank network. So it's all non-perishable food, but that doesn't mean it's not healthy. Now, it may seem like the easy thing to do is just grab a box of mac and cheese or a quick can of chunky soup or beef-a-roni, and those items seem to go quickly because people think they're fast and easy, but I'm going to share some hacks with you today on some very nutritious, very satisfying and filling meals that you can make from the food pantry. So one of the great things that's in here are beans, and there's usually all types of beans. Lentils, kidney beans, black beans, chickpeas, they're all extremely healthy, and they can make a great substitute for meat in a meal. Now you may be saying, well, I need meat, I need protein to make my meal complete. Well, it's actually a fallacy. All vegetables, whole grains, and beans contain protein, so you're still getting a lot of nourishment from this meal without worrying about meat. So if you come to the pantry, there's no chicken noodle soup or there's no cans of tuna, there's still a great way to make a good meal. So one dish that's going to be easy to prepare is kind of a Mexican flavored dish. We can start with a can of black beans, a couple cans of either tomato sauce, sometimes there's chopped tomatoes, sometimes there's whole tomatoes in a can. Get one of those. Pick a can of sweet corn. All right, and you're going to mix all this together. You want to be sure to rinse and drain the beans, add that with the tomato sauce and the corn, and let that simmer. While that's cooking, you can create some rice. Here is a package of brown rice. This is great because rice and the beans have a lot of fiber. And fiber is so important in our diets these days. So much of the food that we eat, especially if you eat a lot of fast food or just sandwiches and that kind of thing, does not contain fiber. And fiber is important for us. Without it, we tend to get digestive issues or constipation. So don't overlook your opportunity to get your fiber in with some of these foods. So here's a package of brown rice. Here's another quick tip. You can cook this whole thing, use more water than what the package calls for, and then just drain it off like you're cooking spaghetti. That way it doesn't boil dry and you end up with a sticky mess in the bottom of the pot. So take your leftover rice when you've got what you need for this recipe. You can put it in a freezer bag and tuck it away for another night when you're busy and need to put something on the table. So cook the rice. Once that's done, add your mixture of corn, beans, and tomato sauce on top. You can spice it up however you like with hot sauce. You could use taco seasoning, garlic, onion, maybe a little chili powder. So season it the way you like it. It's a very versatile recipe. The kids are going to love it. You get that sweetness from the corn. You get that meaty kind of fulfillment from the black beans. You get the tomatoey sauce, and it's going to be very filling and very nutritious. And when times are stressful and you're worried about what's putting on the table, it's a great way to know that you're doing the right thing, feeding your family a good meal. Another thing that I do that's easy if you don't have enough leftovers in the fridge for a whole meal is to make a soup from it. And so I tease my family all the time. I say, you're never going to have this again, because I just take those little dibs and dabs of what's in the fridge, mix it together. You can add some vegetables and some other broth. So a lot of times there are cans of mixed vegetables with the corn, the peas, the carrots, the green beans, or just grab some of your other favorites. If it's just a can of carrots, a can of peas, a can of green beans, put that in with it. You can use the tomato sauce as a base, add more water. Take some of that rice that you might have cooked earlier in the week, add that in, or there's some pastas a lot of times in the food pantry as well. It's a great, fulfilling meal. It goes a lot farther too than just that one little skimpy can of beef-a-roni. And finally, just be adventuresome. There's all kinds of beans in here. Here's garbanzo beans or chickpeas. There's kidney beans, And again, the black beans, sometimes there's lentils. Lentils are a great little bean. They're small, they're very mild flavored, and they work great as a meat substitute, like for chili or taco meat or spaghetti sauce. You put that in and you get that fulfilling meaty texture. You're putting a great meal on the table, and it'll tide you over. So here's some tips I hope you enjoy for your next time that you shop from the pantry.